What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Benny Bills coming to you live from Columbia, South Carolina. We back with another episode of Point of View. We here with another special guest. Make some noise, y'all, for my boy Amauri.
Thank you for having me.
This you the first person that actually gave yourself their own applause, bro. Every time I say make some noise, they just be like, "Oh yeah, hey."
Hey, if I don't do it, who gonna do it?
That's
you
right.
know?
That's right. 'Cause I probably wasn't gonna do it for you, man.
Appreciate
Good
you.
job, man. We got a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about today, but first, I just want to kind of get into your roots. You told me that you was from Greenville.
Yes.
Talk to me about what was life growing up. What was life like growing up in Greenville?
Uh, it was fun. I had an easy growing up, and I hate to sound like that, but if I was to be honest, I would say I had a pretty easy growing up. Very family oriented. So my family was there for me. There's not one person in my family who did not support me growing up. Elementary, middle school, high school, even college. I had my family there. I grew up with both of my parents. My mom, she was the one who spoiled me the most. My dad was the one who was like, okay, now you got to work to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful that I have had both of those parents there by my side, the one who spoiled me and the one who made me work to get whatever I wanted. So, growing up in Greenville was definitely a time. It was fun. A lot of people call us bougie, whatever, I don't think so. I don't think we bougie. We definitely have our hoods. We have our, rural areas, just like every city. So, Greenville is Greenville, and I love it. And it's a growing city. I love where I come from. One day, maybe I will go back. I move back home. I don't know. But yeah, love it.
Do you feel like Greenville, and I guess maybe not because of the location, but do you think that Greenville would be a better capital than Columbia?
Yes.
Okay.
I am an advocate for that. I say that all the time. Greenville, and I'm not being biased. I live in Columbia, but I think that Greenville has more attraction. I would say more diversity, but that could be, I don't know. I'm not going to say that yet. But Greenville definitely has more attraction and just more things to do than Columbia. Living here in Columbia, I just think that when I'm around the city, I'm like, oh, Greenville has this, but I wonder if Columbia has it. I go to my GPS or TikTok and see if Columbia has it, and it's like, no. So I'm like, well, dang, this is when I wish I was still in Greenville. So yeah, I definitely think Greenville should be the capital. Yeah. I've always said that, even in high school.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Because was it Charleston that used to be the capital?
I think it was Charleston because because that's where all the history lies and
just location wise, you got Greenville all the way up there and then Charleston at the edge.
But you know what they say about Greenville? They say that, I hope I say it right. They say that Columbia is South Carolina's capital, and Charlotte is the capital of North Carolina and South Carolina, because it's like that right. It's that midpoint. I might have said that wrong, but it was something like that. And I believe that, Greenville is only an hour and some change away from Charlotte. So I don't think that, Columbia's not far from Charlotte either, but being that we right there on the borderline, I don't think that Greenville would ever be the capital. But
why not though? Now that you're putting it like that, because Charlotte is right there at that border really in North Carolina, and it's the capital. Yeah, and like North Carolina's a pretty big state. Yeah, it probably takes you like 4 or 5 hours to drive through North Carolina. Yeah, so it's like that's actually something to think about. Greenville being the capital, because North Carolina's proven that location don't really matter.
Right, exactly. And a lot of people from Greenville go to Charlotte to have a good time. Just the same as Columbia, but a lot of people in Greenville, you just go up, I think, that's 85, and you in Charlotte, I think that's 85. Yeah, that's 85. Yeah, I sound like I'm not a native, but yeah.
So who were you before everything got serious and before you went to college?
So if I was to be honest, I was a person who didn't know. I didn't take anything serious in school. I was not that type of student that had all A's, A's and B's, A's and B's and C's. I was always that student who was worried about if I was going to make it to the next grade. I was always that student who was always had to really it was always crunch time at the end of the semester in elementary, middle school, high school. I was just always very comical, very, I don't know, just very friendly, always want to make people laugh. I'm not going to say a class clown, but, I knew it was always a time and a place for it. However, I was just like, this should just work for school. I never thought about the future. Now it's totally different. But yeah, so before now, I was just some may say bad, some may say funny, some may say I was just
living life.
Yeah, just living life for what it was.
You weren't trying to be too serious.
Yeah, and I have no regrets because life is serious now. You know what I mean? It's crunch time now. So growing up, I think that I had a great childhood. It wasn't too serious, So yes, I could have done better in school, and I do encourage younger people to do good in school because it does matter. But you can go far still, living life and not living so seriously at a young age.
So what do you think was that turning point for you that made you flip the switch and be like, all right, I want to be this, so let me go ahead and handle my business?
COVID was that turning point, honestly, and I think that was like that. It was like that for everybody. We was in the house, so I didn't have nothing to do but think about, okay, what's next? I remember getting college acceptance letters from Winthrop, North Carolina Central, and SC State. And I don't even remember applying to these places, and Voorhees, and I didn't even complete that application. Crazy, but
still got a letter.
Still got a letter, but that's Voorhees. So during COVID, I knew that I was like, I know I want to be in front of a camera. I know that I want to impact people in a positive way. I know that in school, I've always thrived in English. That was one of my easiest subjects. Give me a paper, I'll write that in minutes and ace it, you know what I mean? So I just kind of put those together. I wanted to model, but I was like, let's be realistic. Not saying that modeling isn't realistic, but you always need a plan B. My plan B ended up being my plan A, was to go to college. So I was like, well, how can I be in front of a camera and still impact people? Broadcast communication. So I get on May 4th, I will never forget that day, I get my acceptance letter from SC State. My mom went to SC State. She was pregnant with me at the time at SC State by my father. And they are married now, by the way. She didn't finish because she was pregnant with me. So I was like, it's only right that I go and finish for her, since she didn't finish. Started. Yeah, exactly. She's in school now, but so I was like, I'm going to SC State. That was no brainer. I also had cousins who went to SC State, other family members like my aunts, family friends who went to SC State. So it was kind of like a legacy, So I went to SC State and they had my major, broadcast communication, and that was the best thing that I've ever, decided to do, was major in broadcast communication at SC State.
So what were some fun things that came with that major?
Bringing light to different stories on campus that people didn't know of. Like, SC State it's very historical, right? And I love bringing those stories to life. A lot of people in my class, didn't know a lot of things. Even though that a lot of people on that campus didn't watch the campus news channel. However, if they had a question about something that was historical, I could answer that question for them, or tell them to go watch this segment, where I was on BNN, Bulldog News Now is what they call it. Okay. So that was really fun. Just, informing my classmates and my peers on, what the campus is and, what it was. So yeah, that was really fun.
So what is something that college taught you that had nothing to do with your major?
How to survive. Growing up, like I said, my family was always there. My dad was the one who, told me to work to get what you want. So I kind of had to learn that, being in college, it's kind of like a early stage of adult life, you know, after graduation. So it kind of just taught me just how to like fend for myself. You know, I would say not 100%, but I would say about 75%. I'm a type of person who I hate asking for stuff. Like my mama, like she always asks me like, do you need anything? I may have my last penny. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say no. I don't need anything. I'm gonna work to get some money so that I can get whatever I need. You know? Yeah. And, you know, it could just be a pride thing, but you know, sometimes being prideful can sometimes, you know, be a good thing. It shows that you're willing to work and you have work ethic to get whatever, you know, to get what you want. Yeah. So you know, that's what college taught me outside of broadcast communication.
So what would you say was your biggest, not come to Jesus moment, but I guess what am I trying to say? What was like that? What's the word? I don't know why I'm blinking.
What was my wake up call?
Yes, wake up call or reality check.
For
after you graduated.
As far as like life?
Yeah.
This is I think, what was my wake up call? I think my wake up call was just like, I'm graduating, what's next? You know, like I'm majoring in broadcast communication. I interned at a news station. So I was like a intern news reporter for a couple of months or a few months. And I didn't get hired, you know, and my plan was always to start off as a news reporter and then move into PR. But after graduating, I actually started out in PR. I was blessed enough to get a job or opportunity in PR. So now I'm like, okay, so now what's after PR? Because that was not the plan. But you know, God has his own plans. So that was my wake up call. So now I'm in the phase of still trying to figure out like what's next. It always has been like that. I've never been that type of person to like, how do you say this? Like, what was the ceiling becomes the floor, you know? So like after graduation, I was so numb to like getting a degree. Like I'm grateful, you know, and I put in the work for it, but it was just like, like fish don't get awarded for swimming. You know what I mean?
Be all for you.
You're
supposed to do that.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to do that. So I was like, okay. But after coming off that stage, I was like, okay, you can't be like this. Like you have to have, what's really next for you, you know? So I was confused, didn't know. But like I said, I was blessed enough to get the opportunity in PR, so I didn't have to suffer the post-grad depression thing. I was only at home for 2 months after graduation, and then I had to move cities, and you know, so my life was just all over the place. You know, still is. You know, and I'm young. It should be. You know.
How old are you?
So how old am I? 24. I just turned 24. So I'm still young, and my life is all over the place as it should be. Because, you know, nobody has it figured out at 24. That's and if you do, let me know how you, you know.
Please let us know.
Yeah, let me know.
So when you got into public relations, talk to me about maybe some challenges you've been facing, maybe imposter syndrome, just like overall confidence. Talk to me about that.
Definitely imposter syndrome. Definitely. I would say that because, well, not even that. Well, yes, that because me personally, I'm the youngest one in the room. So it's like, I'm always feeling like, am I supposed to be here? Or like, am I too young to give input? You know, so I'm always like questioning those things. Right. But there's confidence that follows behind it because I have to show these people who I'm younger than that, you know, I know what I'm talking about, you know, and I'm confident in what I'm talking about, you know, and that's one of the things that come with PR, especially in an early age, for me, my personal experience.
Do you think that media today informs people or manipulates emotions?
Definitely manipulate emotions. Definitely, because a lot of people do it for the clickbait and they want to get the clicks instead of actually getting the genuine story out of somebody. You know what I mean? And I definitely think that's what it is now. Media has definitely lost its whole purpose, and I hate that. And I think that's my purpose in media is to really bring back the real, I guess, media perspective, if I'm saying that the right way. So yeah.
Because I guess, we can kind of get into that. Like back then, this didn't exist.
Right.
Or whatever.
Exactly.
Like you needed the credentials to actually give your opinion. Now anybody can
I know.
give their opinion.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That kind of bothers me. I'm not gonna lie. No shade. No shade to anybody who have a podcast. But this is what I have to say to the ones who just set up a camera and have a microphone. Do your thing. You're obligated to say whatever you want to say, do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. But there are people out here who actually went to school for this stuff. You know what I mean? So like you have celebrities like Jennifer Hudson, right. Keke Palmer, even though she does a good job at it, you would think she went to school for it. Who else? We have, you had Carisha, she had Carisha Please, These are just, you got Shannon Sharp, you got Cam Newton. Right. These people work with journalists, but they use their face. Mm-hmm. Why not? How about we actually use the journalists? You know what I mean? And then I feel like these celebrities make it so hard for the real journalists who went to school for this to actually have a platform. Yeah. That's one of like journalism's biggest downfall, I feel.
So you told me that you like storytelling. Mm-hmm. What to you is the importance of storytelling?
The truth. The truth is the importance in storytelling. So I guess I should have said truth-telling. Mm-hmm. Because it's so many ways to tell a story. And as long as you're telling that truth, I think that's where you get people's attention in a positive way, of course. And, it has an impact on the story. And that person, whoever you're telling the story, about. The goal is always to make the unheard heard and the unseen seen. That's always the goal in storytelling. So it's never to be, at least for me, it's never to be messy. It's never to get just clicks. It's never to. Now, if a person have controversy, then you can talk about those things. But it's how you talk about it, Right. I don't think that you should ask them in a insensitive way. I think you should actually try to be personable and try to actually get the truth out of this person to really understand, what happened, what caused this to happen, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And not be like using biased language.
Right.
Saying certain things.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that. So how important is perception in today's society?
Very important. Because, you should hope to be perceived, in a positive way. If not, then I think you need to do some self-reflection. Everybody should want to be perceived in a positive way. I don't know how I'm perceived to people. And I don't think that I should necessarily know how I'm perceived. Mm-hmm. Just as long as I have the intentions of pouring out good energy, as long as you're doing that, you should have a good perception. Now, if somebody don't like you after you pouring out all of this good energy, they're just a hater.
That's them.
Yeah, they just hating. Yeah. That's the devil in them.
I agree with that. Because it's like, I feel like there has to be a balance between not giving a F about like people's opinion.
Yeah.
But like that certain group of people.
Yeah.
Like, those are typically people that are not in your circle.
Yeah,
exactly. People who are in your circle who may critique you, I feel like that's the type of like critique that you have to have an ear for.
Yes, and I hate to use this word, but I hate yes men. So when people are criticizing you, make sure that it's like constructive criticism, and that you are taking heed of that constructive criticism. So yeah, definitely, yeah.
What does manhood mean to you at this stage of your life?
Manhood definitely means providing for not just for someone else, but for myself. Okay. I feel like if a man can provide for himself in a way where it's where you can't see any of his flaws in when he's provided for himself, then he's a good provider, and that's what you call manhood. Manhood isn't. I think a lot of people have a misconception on manhood, and I think that misconception is macho masculinity and tough and, you know, being strong, all of this, you know, that's not necessarily manhood. Manhood is deeper than that. Manhood is, I feel, is just, you know, being a provider. And not saying like a man has to give his all, you know, but handle his business, stand on business. Definitely. I think if anybody stand on business, it should be a man.
Do you feel like men have enough, or like young men have enough guidance to become men?
I want to say no, even though there are some men that do, but a lot of men, pride is in their way for them to even get that guidance that they need. Because they want to portray that macho masculine energy and that, you know, gang bang energy, you know, so a lot of that gets in the way of the guidance that they may need. So yeah.
What life experience would you say have matured you the most?
Rent. Paying rent has matured me the most because, I mean, like, I gotta provide for myself, you know, and I gotta keep a roof over my head. Yeah. So that has definitely changed the way I look at life, the way I look at going back to manhood. You know, like, this is serious. Like, I need somewhere to stay. So definitely rent. I know that sounds so...
No, I agree, man. Because, like, I probably would say the same thing. Like, just, you know, paying bills.
Bills,
you know,
in general.
Rent, you got your car.
Yes.
And then, like, now I'm in a stage of my life where I'm really, especially what I give to the audience, like, just focus on financial literacy. Like, how much money are you saving? Like, of course, we're in that transition where we're not making, like, you know, as much money as we will in the future, but still be able to develop those type of, you know, financial literate habits.
I have a question. Do you think that it's really possible to save money in this economy?
I think it is.
You think so?
Because here's the thing, man. There's a lot of, and I might be a little controversial. There's a lot of people who complain about the economy, but they don't do anything to help their situation.
Well, I'm sorry, let me pause you right there. For people our age, specifically.
People our age. Yeah. Because people our age, I see a lot of us traveling. I see a lot of us going to concerts. I see a lot of us wearing all type of things, fashion. But some of us in these groups might be the same people complaining, hey, I don't have enough money. Hey, I can't save. I can't start investing right now because I don't have enough.
Yeah.
But I get that you might be using credit for some of these things, but how do you pay credit off?
Right.
With
money.
Cash.
Yeah.
So I think it is possible. It's definitely hard.
Yeah.
But it's boring. It's boring. It's always going to be boring to do like the right thing.
Yes.
I would say to set yourself up for the future.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Young people are meant to, well, not meant, but young people are supposed to live, though. You know, I don't think young people. I'm not gonna say should. I don't think. Yeah, I'm gonna say should. I don't think young people should be stagnant. I don't think young people should be boxed in. I don't think young people should not get experiences outside of home. You know, I think I'm an advocate for, you know, people who spend money, go have fun. You know what I mean? Because we don't know when our time is. You know what I mean? So go have fun. You know, money come and go. Time don't. Time just go and fly. You feel me? So yeah, I would say the opposite to what you just said. But although I do understand what you're saying, but I think that comes with age. I think when you're 30, this is when you should have the mindset of what you were just speaking on.
But think about, though, if you wait until you're 30, I get it. But if you wait until you're 30, man, like, you're 24 now, I'm 26. So imagine, bruh, how much money you missed out on from 24 to 30. When even if you were just saving like $50 a month, it don't even got to be nothing crazy. But if you know damn well you want to go see Usher and Chris Brown, and you about to pay $500 for that ticket, then it's like, okay, well, let me at least save $50 this month, and then just keep doing it month after month after month.
But then you need gas, and
understandable.
Now you got to go back into your savings, and with the gas prices now, you got to put $50 in your tank.
You right about that.
You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna always keep pitching from that savings, and I'm just being open because this is what young people actually struggle with, saving because of the price of everything now. And I think if we had the economy we used to have, I think it'll be we would have that balance to save and travel and do the things we want to do. But I think people are miserable because of the economy that we're in. So I think traveling is a way to escape what you're going through at home. Because at home you're working, you're paying bills. So traveling is your escape. So I think that's what young people chase. Like, we chasing this happiness that is out of town, or that is at this Usher and Chris Brown concert, or Beyonce concert, whatever, but I think that 20s is for experience. I think that 30s is for what can I say 30s is for? 30s is for money, and 40s is for living more.
Okay.
I think life you do have to take life serious on a different level in your 30s.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a lot more responsibility. I feel like that's when most people start, settling down. Starting their families, things of that nature. You're really in your career. I guess, I don't know, if I should use that word. You should be in your career in that era. So I can agree with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a quick little break, y'all. Now, something I will say though, pertaining to this, to make it easier, because I'm all about providing solutions, meeting people where they're at. I think we can do better. This is something I had to learn, is we have to ask for help.
Yeah.
We got parents, like, I understand we want to go out on our own after we graduate and prove that we can do it. But look how that's really what the stressful thing. Like, think about it. If we dropped our egos, and you're 22 years old and you decide, you know what, like, I want to just live with my parents for at least, mom, dad, give me another year or two in the crib. How much you could still go to your concert, but guess what? You can also pour into the market a lot more during that time. Maybe if you have moved out by then, and like you said, gas money is crazy. You still ask for help. Hey, mom, like, you see these gas prices, like, can I just give me 20 for this week?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like to ask my dad to help me invest. Tell my dad, hey, I got $50 this month. Can you match my 50? They'll match my 50. Now I got $100 going into the market that month.
Yeah.
So these are just some solutions. Another thing, a lot of us eat fast food a lot. And bro, fast food ain't cheap.
It's not.
So it's like, not. Prices going up. I had to learn how to cook for myself once I left Winthrop for undergrad. And that has saved me so much money. So like that extra, if I'm spending $50 a week on groceries versus maybe $80 to $100 I would have been spending for a week's worth of fast food. Yeah. That extra money that I didn't spend can go into the market.
Yeah. Or so groceries.
Or more groceries, or more gas in your car.
Or more gas in your car, but I salute to people who feel comfortable asking their parents for, help. I mean, I will, but my mom is a stay-at-home wife, and my dad, he, do everything for my mom, as of right now, because she's in school. So, but I personally just be feeling like I don't want to take away from my dad, because, then it's like taking away from my mama, like she deserve it. She deserve it all. You know what I mean? So that's just how I feel. I try to alleviate stress as much as I can for my parents, because I know now that I'm older, I have an idea of how stressful it was, especially at a young age as they were, raising two kids, me and my brother. So I try to like give them a break now. Like, they deserve the best now. They deserve that break. That break of stress. So I try not to, ask them for, anything. Now my brother, he a little bit more comfortable with asking, but he will come to me and ask me for money, which I don't mind. If, he need anything. Like, I even got a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bedroom for him, even though he's in college, but sometimes college students want to have that getaway. Yeah. So, he have his own room at my apartment. So, I just try to, alleviate whatever I can offer them as much as I can. Yeah.
So let's switch to relationship talk.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the biggest problem with relationships today?
Social media.
Mm-hmm.
Social media, hands down. Social media. Everybody want to be relationship goals. Somebody said that in their song. Who said? I think it was JT. Somebody. But yeah, everybody want to be relationship goals. Lord have mercy. What is really relationship goals?
Right.
Like, can somebody really tell me what relationship goals is? I need all the attributes because what is it? There's no relationship. Every relationship have its ups and downs. You know, social media only sees the good, and I think that social media is. Let's just say cell phones. Cell phones are really
making it bad.
Yeah.
Do you think people should be more private with their relationships, or do you think like people are being, I guess, public enough?
If you're gonna be public and secure in your public relationship. Don't be insecure in your public relationship. Have a mind of your own, and be comfortable with having those uncomfortable conversations with your partner, because social media gets in the way of people's relationship, no matter who you are. You could be even Beyonce, you know what I mean? And she's like A-list celebrity. And you got normal people, so imagine how that works for normal people. It's only worse, and younger people actually listen to the media, and I mean, celebrities do too, but normal people actually listen to social media, and instead of getting that confirmation from their partner, it's like, well, they send this on social media, so it got to be true. Bye.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you think that men and women understand each other?
No. No, they don't. I think that women, I don't know what it is. I think the city girls really did cause this thing where it's all about money now from men. Okay. And it's like, if the men emotions, just give me that bag, give me the money, give me the car, give me, all it is. It's not about that. And men, I think women also forget that men have feelings too. Men sometimes feel manipulated. Men feel, I don't know, sometimes men could be sensitive. Men have, just feelings, and women think that talking to a man or treating a man any kind of way, just kind of, I don't know, that's just how society is now. And I kind of hate it for men, but, for us.
What is our way forward? If this is like how things are looking, what is our way forward? How do we kind of come back to earth? What's going to be needed for this to happen?
So how and I know this is going to cause an uproar maybe. Okay. So how when COVID came, the world shut down, we need a social media shutdown.
Ooh, I would love that.
We need a social media shutdown. And I know a lot of people will miss out on money because a lot of people are monetizing social media. But that's the only way how we will get back to reality, if social media was to shut down for about a year or so. And just imagine, how much easier it would be relating to people, connecting with people, being in a relationship. It's nobody but you and your partner, and family. I just think that right there would make the world normal again.
I wonder if that would do something bad to the economy. What do you think?
As far as shutting down social media?
Social media was shut down for because that shut down for COVID that was some time. We was in the crib all summer.
Yeah, but it was much. That reset was much needed though.
Yeah. So if social media is shut down for about 5-6 months, do you think that would have a detrimental effect on the economy?
No.
Okay.
Because it will encourage people to work.
Okay.
And I hope I'm not sounding like our or Donald Trump.
It's all right. He's your president too. That's
whatever. I just think that it'll have people motivated to work, get jobs, and actually be realistic about their living situations, and not trying to be aesthetically pleasing to the public eye. So yeah, I don't think it'll have a big impact on the economy. I think it'll actually help in a way.
I agree. Do you think men are failing women today, or are expectations just unrealistic?
Oh, men failing women. Uh, oh, that's a tricky one because yes, men could be failing women because I mean, like what I said for women, it goes the same for men. Like men also played this nonchalant role, with women, and it's like why people in general just show this nonchalant thing. I don't know why. Like what happened to begging on your knees, right. Baby, please stay, don't leave me. I promise I'll make it up to you. What happened to all of that? You know what I mean? Like I think that people need to get back to expressing how they really feel. Men, especially. I think men, this goes back to the macho masculine thing, right? Men have the concept of not expressing how they really feel, maybe just talking to their homeboy about it instead of their girl. And that's another thing I want to talk about. Well, sorry if I'm taking over, but I want to talk about is that why do men, and you can answer this, why do men feel so comfortable expressing their emotions with their homeboy outside of their relationship?
That's a great question.
Instead of who they're in a relationship with.
Because most of the time, if they're sharing it with their homeboys, it's not going to be weaponized against them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times when men share their feelings in a relationship, or like maybe they have to critique what their partner is doing, it gets turned, twisted, and thrown back into their face. So men, we already know that we're not looking to put points on the board like when we're talking with our friends. So we're gonna share it, and like they might give their input, or some friends might not. Like they just listen and like move on. Whereas the woman, she's gonna feel like she got to defend her actions when that's not really needed. She just needs to hold herself accountable in a moment. Or if the man is expressing himself to her, then she should just seek understanding from that.
Okay. But do you not think that you can control that narrative when you're talking, with your girl too, though, I feel.
You can, and I think that's the work that most men may not want to do.
See, exactly,
because it is tough. It is hard.
You see what I'm saying? Men don't. I'm a man too, but in today's society, men don't want to work to for their girl or for whomever they're with. They don't want to work for that balance and that understanding. They rather just take it to their homeboy, where most likely he's gonna be on your side. Right. He ain't gonna tell you too much of how you wrong. You know what I mean?
Validate what you say.
Exactly. And I think that's the downfall. People run to their friends too fast.
Yeah. Because I mean, women do it as well. Like they might telling their family about what's going on in their relationship, which is a no-no, ladies.
Yeah.
They tell their friends about what's going on, which is a no-no. And it's confirmation bias. I think it's like 5 types of bias.
Yeah.
And confirmation bias is like one of the like main ones that we just are hooked on. Like we just kind of we already believe something, and all it takes is for somebody to agree with it, and then like we're affirmed in our stance. So yeah, I feel like both sides could do a lot better with just putting in that work, for sure.
Yeah, it just, I don't know what it's gonna take for us to all be on the same page with that. I do believe in maybe telling your friends about it after you and your partner worked it out. In the heat of the moment, I don't think that's a good idea, because again, your friend could give you some bad advice, honestly, and that's what's going to be the downfall of your relationship. Men and women, I think that's I'm a like strong advocate, and I see my parents do that. Like my parents, like they kept whatever happened at home. You know what I mean? And when it was fixed, they may told their closest friend or something, but they fixed it at home first. You know what I mean? And I love that. That shows a powerful relationship.
Yeah,
that's what it shows. Yeah.
So what do you think about the woman who is hell bent on being independent?
To like people outside, to the outside people?
Yeah, so women who are hell bent on being independent, to where they may form mindsets on like they don't need a man.
See, I don't get that.
Standards are like their standards become like so much higher.
Yeah, but I don't get that though, because a lot of women, not all, a lot of women say they don't need a man, but when they get a man, the first thing they're thinking about is how much money can I get out of this man. But you just said that you don't need a man.
Right.
So why is money the biggest concern? Yes, don't nobody want no bum, right. But you know, I think that it's levels to it, you know, to get to know what a man really have. But see, that's the thing. People lost the concept of love. You have to love a person for who they are and not for what they have. So that's what I think. That's the biggest thing in society right now. But going back to women, I think it's okay for women to be independent. I think that shows most women are independent, you know, and I love that. I was raised by a lot of women in my family. It was majority women, and all of those women are very dominant, very independent, and I love it, you know, because it shows that, oh, well, y'all don't need no man. Like, y'all got this. Right. It's people in my family who have kids, and they've been a single mother ever since their child been growing up until, you know, to being an adult, you know. So I think, you know, women being independent, I think that's okay, you know. But
so, do you agree with Myron Gaines when he says that women deserve less when it comes to dating?
No. Yeah, why? No. Why do they deserve less? I mean, why is that? Women, okay. During what was this for? Women's History Month, I believe. Mm-hmm. I remember I told every woman who I came across that month at work, like, you do know that y'all make this world go round. Like, make this world go round. You know, a woman carrying a child, birthing a child, that causes a lot of pain. It causes a lot of frustration. Just, it takes a toll on a woman in general. Yeah. So I think, no, women do not deserve less. Women deserve the world, you know?
So from the lens that you're looking through right now, mm-hmm. I agree with you. I think the lens that Myron might be coming from is from entitlement. What do women often, like what we were talking about so far, like mm-hmm. what do certain women expect when they're dating a man? They expect a lot of finances, mm-hmm. like all that, you know, to be provided. Some may expect, like, you better be taking me this place, taking me that place. Yeah. You pay for this, pay for that. So I think what he means by that, that's just my, how I'm interpreting it when he says it, is stop giving them so much when mm-hmm. y'all are dating. That way she can actually see the true value in you and versus what you're actually doing for her.
I mean, I think that's an understanding that the couple should have. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't think that you can say that for everybody because, especially for the girls who was raised by their father. You know what I mean? Right. I'm sure they treated their daughter or taught their daughter to have high expectations when it comes to a man. Growing up, I'm sure that little girl, dad bought her everything she wanted, spoiled her. So now that she's older and able to date, she's gonna expect that same thing because that's what her dad, you know, showed her. Mm-hmm. So she don't have no other way of seeing how to be treated.
That's right.
You know, so I think that has to be an understanding within that relationship.
I agree. So do you think that men avoid commitment nowadays, or are they just trying to be more selective, more cautious? What do you think?
I think that men definitely cautious. I think that men are kind of afraid to mess up nowadays. They don't want to say the wrong thing. They don't want to make the wrong move. So I think a lot of men are cautious, and that could be their downfall too, though.
Do you agree with this statement? Women are the gatekeepers of sex, and men are the gatekeepers of marriage.
Yes. Because most of the time, like, if men are going to wait on they should wait on the female to have sex. Mm-hmm. If they don't and they feel like they're rushing the sex, then it's going to look bad. It's going to look like, oh, this is all he wants from me, you know. But when the woman gives it up to the man, it feels like an award to the man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just like when a man is proposing to a woman, you know, or proposing to whoever, it's going to feel like an award when they get their ring. You know what I mean? Yeah. So definitely, I agree with that to a certain extent.
Do you think that people are dating for love or just for validation?
Validation, not love, because that goes back to my other point. People don't love people for who they actually are. They love them for what they can provide, what they can, and I'm not speaking for all, but for a lot of people, they're dating for social media validation. They're dating for, you know, what man can buy me this, what man can buy me that. You know, I think that's what it is, and it's not love. Imagine if we didn't have none of those things. Let's go back to back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
biblical era.
Like, come on now, like your grandma, your greatest grandma,
yeah,
and her husband, right? They probably been together for X amount of years, right? That I'm sure they have had their ups and their downs. That man has cheated on her, and she has cheated on him, but they stuck together because they loved each other for who they were, and they fought through their battles, you know, and they still together, you know. So imagine if we just didn't have the materialistic things. That's why I say I blame the city girls for all that.
If before you get out of here, man, what is some advice that you could give all the 20-year-olds out here?
I know this gonna sound so cliche, but don't give up. You're not gonna have it all now. You're not gonna have it all figured out now. It comes with time. It comes with experience. So just take your time, you know, sit back, but don't be lazy, and let life, you know, do its thing with you. And, you know, I promise you it's gonna work out.
That's right. That's right. Well, appreciate you coming
appreciate
by.
Appreciate you. This was a good convo.
Oh, yeah, look, y'all. If y'all want to come by, y'all got a business, y'all got a career, y'all want to come promote, check me out. Holla at your boy. Till next time. See y'all next time.